What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, all right, we're coming back to Steve and Seagulls. Yes, indeed, Steve and Seagulls fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bibbity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Mathis, and Mathis wanted to see me react to this. It is Steve and Seagulls putting their spin, I'm sure of it, on the Iron Maiden classic tune, The Trooper. Now, have I heard this song before? Full disclosure, yes, I have. I've heard this song many times. It's one of Iron Maiden's probably best known songs, especially among Iron Maiden faithful. A lot of people ask me, why don't I react to Iron Maiden songs? Quite frankly and quite honestly, there's nothing for me to react to. I've heard every single song from Iron Maiden. So asking me to do a reaction to Iron Maiden is going to be tricky. It's going to have to either be a live performance or it's going to have to be a cover like this. So I've heard the original song. I can't react to that. But since this is a cover, especially a Steven Seagulls cover, I have no idea what this is going to sound like. It's going to be interesting, I'm sure. So just full disclosure, full transparency, I'm not taking the original song into account in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to be basing my reaction, my evaluation of my score completely on the cover, what Steven Seagulls does with the song. So I'm sure it's going to be taken in some strange direction that they will put their own flavor on. So let's get to it there, and let's see what they do. Let's see, this was posted by Steve Seagulls, all right? And the video has 16 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. The Trooper by Steven Seagulls live. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Okay. Make an entrance. Kick down the door.
You take my life, but I'll take yours too. You fire musket, but I'll run you through. So when you're waiting for the next attack, you better stand, there's no turning back. The bugle sounds, the charge begins. But on this battlefield, no one wins. The smell of hot brick smoke and horses' breath as I plunge into a certain death.
First thing I noticed, the key change. Not playing in E. I think they're playing in A. Or are they play? Wait. No, they're not playing in A. No, is it G? Yeah, they're playing in G. Okay, cool. So that's the first thing I noticed is right off the top of my head. They're not playing in E like it was written. They're playing in G. Nice transposition. I like that. Putting a little different flavor on it, a little different spin. Rhythmically, it sounds very similar to the original. Rhythmically and the pacing, the tempo, very similar in style. So really the only differences between this and the original, instrumentation, that's obviously different, and notation with the transposition from E to G. Other than that, it almost sounds identical to the original. If you think about it, like I said, rhythmically, it's the exact same. Tempo, the exact same. That's interesting. Kind of bridging the gap between carbon copy cover and putting their own spin on it. I don't know. I mean, obviously the different instrumentation, that's definitely putting their own feel and their own flavor on it. So I would definitely lean more toward putting their own spin on it. But it's just really interesting to hear that rhythmically they're staying very true to the original and tempo as well. So anyway, let's keep going here.
The horses sweats with fear and break to run. The mighty roar of the Russian guns. As we race towards the human war, the scream of pain as my comrades fall. We heard of bodies that lay on the ground, and the Russians fire another round. We get so near, yet so far away. We won't live to find another day. Gets me in his sights. He pulls the trigger and I feel the blow. The burst of round takes my horse below. As I lay here and gaze the sky, my body's numb and my throat is dry. And as I lay here forgotten alone, without a tear I draw my parting groan.
Oh, I like the layout. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Well, they deliver once again. They absolutely do. I mean, they've delivered every single time they've been on the channel. So I hate to say it, but I kind of expect it. So, let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Steve and Seagulls with their cover of the Iron Maiden classic tune, The Trooper. This was a request from Mathis. Okay, not a lot to talk about. Honestly, there really isn't. This is going to be a pretty short review, so don't get too comfortable, folks. Let's start off with the score, and we'll go from there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that cover, remember, it's just for the cover, I'm going to give that cover an 8.1. Yep, 8.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first. An 8.1, what does that mean? Well, an 8.1 would translate to a great skill rating because overall, I think this was a great cover. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. Yeah, an A-. So there you go, an 8.1, great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Haha, so glad you asked. Okay, they did a great job. They absolutely did. Is this the best cover I've ever heard from Steven Seagulls? No, I've heard other covers from them that I've been far more impressed by, were far more technically advanced, far more technically difficult, by their own standards, okay? They've impressed me far more with other covers that they've done. Now, does that mean that this was a bad cover? Absolutely not. There were some interesting things that happened. For starters, the transposition from E up to G. Interesting. Not at all what I was expecting. I thought, especially when I saw no accordion and I saw a guitar instead, I thought for sure they were going to be in E. But as it turns out, no, they're in G instead. Interesting. Not at all what I was expecting. On top of that, other than that, though, it was interesting because they kind of straddled the fence. The instrumentation is all them, absolutely. They're putting their own spin on it in that regard. Playing it in G, again, that's another one of their spins. But the rest of the song, like the direction of the song, the progression of the song, the tempo of the song, rhythmically, the rhythmic patterns of the song, all stayed true to the original. So it kind of straddled the fence between being a carbon copy cover and putting their own spin on it. They kind of rode that fine line. I would definitely say they were a little more siding on the side of putting their own spin on it, but they really stayed true to the song, the original song, rhythmically and tempo wise. The thing that really kind of pushed it over the line for me was the vocal work, the harmonies, not just on the choruses, but in the second verse as well. The utilization of a harmony line in the vocals, that was different, that was new, that was fresh. So definitely pushing it more in favor of putting their own spin on it. But I was really kind of impressed by how accurate their rhythmic work was. So it doesn't matter how you look at it. It was a great job across the board, absolutely. But I gotta say, I've heard other covers from Steven Seagulls that I was more impressed by than this one, okay? But they still did a great job across the board. I have no problem with it. And especially taking into consideration the fact that they did this in one take. It was a live take, done in a live setting. That makes it even more impressive. And honestly, that's what brought it up into the 8th. If this had been a studio recording, honestly, I would have given it probably about a 7.8. But because they did do it in one take, they did do it live, that definitely pushed it up into the 8th for sure. So that's how we ended up at the 8.1. I enjoyed it. I absolutely did. I thought it was a good rendition. I thought it was a good interpretation. But I've heard more impressive by their own standards. So 8.1, I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.1, which is a great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.